How Do You Spirit? And we are going to be talking about some mystical, fun, unworldly beings today. Yes, so excited.
We going kooky.
Right. So hold on and be sure to comment, or if you have questions, we have our moderator back today, Chelsea, so she'll be able to help with that.
We got that whole damn team.
We have all the legs here today.
All the things.
And today we want to welcome back Barb. Thank you so much for coming and joining us again.
It's fun to be here.
So excited for this. And
fun topic.
Couple of announcements first.
Woo-hoo.
Taco, Barb, and myself, we are putting a charity event together. It's going to be Saturday, December 7th from noon to 5 p.m. And we are offering readings for donations for Kids Cubby Association. And this great foundation is for foster parents who foster children. So
it's more for the foster children.
Yes.
And to help kind of ease the burden on the families that are so amazing to take these kids in.
Yeah. So we're looking for up to $30 new clothing items. We heard we need mostly boy clothes because, boys don't have all the clothes the girls do.
So damn fast.
Right. Toys, puzzles, games, those kinds of things. I am going to announce it today on the Facebook page on both the Lori Jewett and the How Do You Spirit page with all the details. We will be booking appointments. Unfortunately, if you're interested, we just have to book appointments as they come in, right, one after the other. We can't really have time requests, unfortunately, because it would be a freaking nightmare to try to work everybody in. So anyway, we would love to have all of you participate. If you've ever been, interested in having a reading and kind of like not know what to think about it, this is your chance to give one of us a test drive.
And any donations, even if you don't want a reading, that's not a problem. Any donations, any support that you guys can give, even if it's just telling someone, about it that might be interested, we would be beyond grateful. We want to kind of give these kids something that they probably haven't really ever had throughout their life, and give them a way to, feel loved,
special,
and appreciated, and and definitely taking some of the burden off of these, foster families. My brother, actually, him and his wife did foster kids and stuff, and one of my best friends is like my forever person. Her son actually had two children that they ended up adopting. They were fostering them first and adopting, and so I know the strain that it puts on these foster families, but I also know the love that these foster families give these kids. And so if we can kind of be a part of that and add a little magic to their Christmas, I say hell yeah.
Yes. I also have a very dear friend that fostered as well, and also all of she adopted, through fostering all four of her kids.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's a great, and
especially when the older ones, get adopted and be like, I'm a part of a family now.
Yes.
That is so important.
Yeah, especially during that time in their life when it's such a hard...
when you get older, you kind of pick your tribe and bring them in and bring them close, and those are your people,
Yeah.
But as you're younger and you're just trying to kind of figure out your way, and it creates that worthiness issue in them. They carry that with them for a lifetime, and a lot of times that's why they end up going into addiction and things like that, because they just don't feel like they're worthy enough or special enough, or can even make a beautiful life. Like they're just trash, so they're gonna live like trash, and that is something we want to make sure nobody on this planet feels.
Yes. The other thing is we are on all of the major podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the major ones. You can find us there, and especially our YouTube channel at How Do You Spirit. Please go take a look at all of our videos. All of our content is on there, short and the full videos, and please give us a subscribe.
Amen.
Okay, let's get started. All right. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Well, I want to see what your creepiest story is.
You go
Either
first.
you heard or you experienced.
Okay, you go first, Barb, because I'm
We'll
going to
out
think.
creep each other.
Yeah.
Well, mine's not that creepy.
Oh, come on.
But kind of. So I had 2 events happen with the same type of creature, like really close to each other, like within like a week or 2 of each other.
Uh-huh.
And it's that black animal that's got the kind of the little square behind and the great big square in front, you know. And I don't remember the head so much, but I was thinking it looked like a jaguar or something.
Yes.
First I thought it was like a jaguar.
Or like a little gargoyle.
Yeah, but it was a
Yeah.
weird shaped body. And
Was
that's
this
what I
like
remember.
like a shadow or like at home or?
So
It's about to
Want
get
a
good,
story about
guys.
that?
the first time I saw it, I was driving down the canyon at night,
Mm.
and I saw this reflection, like this kind of greenish reddish kind of reflection.
Like eyes, or was it a
Eyes.
body?
No,
Okay,
it
the
was
eyes. Yes.
And I slammed on my brakes, thinking, you know, some like a deer was in the road or something, or a dog. I couldn't tell. And then as I slowed down, I could see it was one of those things. And so I just sat there frozen, and then it just leapt away. And then the second time, I think it was like a couple weeks later, I was laying in bed and one jumped over my bed, over my face, and I like went like this to try to grab it, and it went through the wall.
Oh, hell
So-
to the no, I'd be moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, you think you're crazy at first, or you think you imagined it at first, but
Uh-huh.
it's like it was so real.
I'd have torches with my sage.
It
Right?
was
Come on,
so
bring it.
real. So,
So do you know why,
No.
or have a feeling why it visited you?
And
No.
about what time? I mean, like, were you going through like a personal kind of crisis?
yes,
Yeah.
personal
Oh.
crisis. Just had gone through a divorce, or in the process
There
of
you
the
go.
divorce. and,
Yep.
you know, emotions are kind of high anyway.
Uh-huh.
But, I actually did have a witness for the one that jumped. Yeah,
Oh my. That's so
it was crazy.
That's scary. That would scare the
That
crap
is,
out of
but
you.
when you're going through a big transformation like that
Mm-hmm.
in your life, especially like if you let your energy, your aura, your energy get down super low,
Yeah.
that's when you'll attract things like that. And so that would be a perfect example of what I talk about, where it's more of an energy.
I was just gonna
Right.
ask that question.
Because
Is that an
it,
energy?
it can shape into whatever it is that it wants to shape into, right? So it can come as like a scary cat. It could come like a snake. It could come like a shadow figure. It can, like, there's a lot of different
Just the
ways
manipulation
that,
of that low
that
vibe.
it'll take a shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it makes sense to me that were you at your home, or were you at a
I was at my house.
Yeah. So you probably was going through such a rough time that it kind of broke you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so a lot of times they can attach
Mm-hmm.
to you. So let's say,
So when you're in a low vibrational
right, yeah.
space.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta remember. So going through a divorce, we don't normally just go, okay, we're done, out, right? Like you go through, especially women,
Yeah.
years of
Big old emotional
processing
stuff.
Mhm.
before you make the decision. Guys are
Yes.
a little bit better about like, hey, it ain't working, let's get the fuck out of here. Girls, not so much. We have to process it, think about it, try
Yes,
everything we
yeah.
can think of. So when we finally
So
are at
true.
a point where we're done,
You're done.
we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
no
there's
going
not really
back.
coming back.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No, and so as you guys know, like going through that, it's so soul shattering.
Mm-hmm.
Because this person that you really thought was going to be your forever person ended up being just, that person for that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes you do this complete life transformation. And so, of course, your energy is going to be low because a lot of times you're going to have years of fighting and disagreements and all that. And houses are really good at sucking in that energy.
That's true. Huh?
Yeah. And then when you try to get out,
Yeah.
and this is why a lot of people will do the yo-yo thing where they go back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. So when you're trying to get out, that energy that you've created over all those years of like arguing and fighting and hating and crying
It's all
and all
trapped.
the things, yeah, actually has attached to you.
Uh-huh.
And so you gotta like clean the shit out of yourself, rebuild your energy, get yourself more prepared,
it does,
and move your life forward, right? So there is a good purpose for everything, even something in that kind of way, because that probably scared the shit out of you to make you go, you know what? I ain't playing on that.
Yeah,
we go fix some shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, am I like in this? My friend called it the devil's playground, and I'm like, am I in the devil's playground?
Also, a lot of times, when especially like if you were really religious, like people say they see the devil.
Yes, that's the first thing that we think of, right?
The Grim Reaper, things like that. It's going to take shape to what you're fearful of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And so, it jumping through the wall, not being the last time that you've seen it, was probably because you finally got out of the place that you created it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it was probably
It
inspired
probably went
by
back home.
Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
That's what I was imagining when you said that.
That's what it reminded me of. I'm sure that's where my imagination went.
Yeah,
because that was scary.
Well, energy is, we're all energy, right?
Yeah.
But energy versus a soul. Souls are more formed and have been here and learned and all the things. Energy is more just what is, right? And so that energy is going to know what's going to get your attention the most.
Yeah,
because
I matched it. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you, so when we matched that energy, how did you say get rid of it, I guess, if you will? What did you do
It just never happened again. So I don't know.
Because it probably went back to the place that it was created.
It came from? Okay.
It was just,
what
it was
you
just
probably
weird
ended
that
up
those
doing,
two things that happened so close together and it was the same creature.
Uh-huh.
And one looked really solid and one didn't.
Well,
one could have been.
That
went through the wall.
Yeah.
That's something that, again, it was losing power.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
it wasn't in the space that it was created.
Oh, interesting.
That
I
makes
never thought of it
sense,
that
huh?
way.
That's so
But
true.
yeah, it never happened again.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Praise God on that one.
Did.
Well, and you were probably also getting stronger then.
Yeah.
And accepting what
Probably
is.
true, because I was getting into a better space and you lift your vibration and you let go of all that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, because you can't have even a negative soul, like a soul that's kind of stuck.
Uh-huh.
Right? And a lot of times, like, let's say that soul was a chronic alcoholic. Let's just kind of put that out there, right? And you've got someone who's going through a life crisis, so they're getting caught up in the alcohol and stuff. What ends up happening is that energy field comes down, and it actually can allow those souls to experience what it feels like in a body again.
Oh, wow.
And so you can have these souls like attached to you and take
Uh-huh.
over. And so a lot of times, like when people get blackout drunk,
Yes.
it's because they got another soul. Take it over. That's when an old stripper comes out. You know what I'm saying?
That's never happened to me, and it scares me to get blackout drunk.
Yeah, because you're going, I did what? And you've
Yeah.
got like, nowadays videos of
Right.
I doing what? And
Evidence.
it's so outside of who you are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it might not have been outside of what that soul was. And so and that's what makes addiction so
scary.
hard,
It
because
is.
it can cause you to stay in that addiction longer.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah. And not
that makes
leave when
sense.
you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a walk-in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ends up being a walk-in.
That's insane. Crazy.
It is.
So the only really scary thing that I can remember is, and I've talked about this one before, is when I was younger and downstairs I had the basement bedroom, and that's always creepy anyway. And I saw that dark, and we talked about this, the energy that scared the crap out of me, just very dark. And it kind of didn't have a real defined shape. It was just this dark,
Glob.
almost, this dark glob. Scare the crap out of me. And then I always do, I'm sure other children experience this. I was probably 12 at that time, and 10 to 12. And I would always have to run up the steps because I always felt like there was something
And it
negative.
chased you up.
behind me that was going to get me, going
That's
up the
worst
steps.
feeling of being
Yeah,
I still feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, or you feel like you're being lied. Well,
Yeah, yes.
kind
Yes.
of are. Yeah, that's true.
Yep, and I've had that. I felt like I've been watched. But I would say most recently, and this probably isn't too scary, but I always feel like this has been happening recently a lot. I feel like I see dark figures moving out of the corner of my eye.
Okay.
So I don't know. They don't really feel negative to me. Oh, sorry. They don't really feel.
It's definitely supernatural.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel negative, but they don't feel positive either.
Yeah, they're just kind of there, and it's like,
Yeah.
I know I saw something over there, and that has happened to me a lot in just the last 2 to 3 weeks, I would say.
Well, you want to look at it this way. I mean, we're shifting into a higher consciousness.
That's true.
So, what they call the veil,
Yeah.
right, is thinning. I mean, we're all having more paranormal experiences.
Yeah, that's
And,
true. I hear about them a lot.
I mean, even
Yeah.
people that, don't believe in it, I think it's so fucking fun. But, they're
messing
like, what the
with
hell
them.
was that? I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, you
yeah.
don't believe in it, nothing,
Yeah. That's
But
what
yeah,
I've
I mean,
experienced.
and especially when you start to really embrace your gift and you're paying attention, because the more aware you get, the more you get powerful, the more you trust, the more
Yeah.
it opens up, and
Yeah.
all the things, right?
Yeah.
And so you do end up, especially in that beginning, you end up hearing them all the time, seeing them all the time, feeling them all the time, and you're just going, oh my gosh, it's
Block
overwhelming.
this.
Yeah.
And I have so many people like, how do you shut them up? And I'm like, I turn the TV on and I turn it up so that I can hear that versus the
The top
noise
on my
noise.
head.
I
Yeah.
tap my head.
yeah,
closed.
or I
Yeah.
put a hat on. A hat
Yeah.
can help too because it closes down the crown chakra.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, you find things that can help you ground better and that can kind of shut them up. But what people don't understand is you can put down those rules. You can say, listen, my business hours are from 10 a.m.
Yep,
to
I had to do
anytime
that.
after that, I'm closed for business. You have to leave me alone. So a soul has to respect the boundary you put up.
Uh-huh.
An energy does not.
Okay. Ew. Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Because
And energy is something oddly,
But it has to
fits
match
within.
what you're doing, where you're
Right.
at.
It
Okay.
it
So
can't
if
take
you're
over
up
or
here,
cause
you
problems.
won't get this stuff down here.
Yeah,
You'll
it,
get
it,
the-
can't- it won't affect you, and that's why a lot of times you won't. Even if you were in that same place and you've done this work, this spiritual growth,
uh-huh.
you're not going to notice it because it's not anything that's going to attach to you. You would notice it because it attaches.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe because we were Taco and I were talking about this the other day. I'm like, ew, I don't want to see them. And she's like, oh, it's coming. Maybe that's the beginning. I don't know. But yeah.
The thought of it is, don't you think, the thought of it is scary,
Uh-huh.
but the reality of it, no. It feels so natural and so normal. It's no different than me looking at you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, so
I was like, no.
It was scary.
the more
But not- yeah.
you embrace it, the more that you
wouldn't
evolve
scare me
and
now.
grow. Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
scare me.
It's not going to be scary.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, and I'm generally not scared. Like I just said with the shadows, I'm not afraid of it, but it's just like, okay, what was that? I know I saw something move over that way,
But what
So-
if it was physical? I mean, what if
It
you
was-
had an alien in your room or whatever? I
Okay.
mean,
It
so
would
we're
be
more comfortable with energy or things that are not solid
yes,
because we have this feeling of, okay, it might not have been real, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe I just imagined that, or I have power over it,
yes,
But
It-
with something that's actually physical.
it
Or-
probably will scare me the first at first, because first of all, shocking, and you
Yeah.
question yourself: am I nuts?
Yeah.
Or did I really see something? Or what
Well,
was
if
that?
you're questioning yourself, you're nuts. Then you're not far on your journey because we both know we are. So it's
Yeah, true.
You embrace the fact that you're weird. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And, yes, and I do know I'm not nuts, but you do question yourself, right?
Oh, I know I'm nuts.
We've embraced
I
it.
don't question myself anymore.
I guess I'll join the nut party.
It doesn't take long with conversations with others, and you're listening and you're thinking, wow, I really am way out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. At least we have the community, right?
Yeah,
that we all accept each other for our
Right,
craziness.
Well, and that's why it's so important to build a community like this,
Yes.
is so that you can feel like you're connecting with others on your level. I mean, right now, have y'all noticed how many people are like in a fucking trance?
Yes.
I mean, like the lights are on, no one's home. You're
It's
like,
the-
excuse me.
It's
Yeah.
the blink
I mean,
stare.
like, I will say that it's not been so bad since the whole election thing. Like,
Right.
I'm seeing people more like wake
Come
up
back
and
to
they're like,
life.
what the fuck
Turn
did I
on
do?
again.
Right? Like,
Where was I?
so I am seeing that. I'm like, oh, you fucked up. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But it was so bad, and it's because we've got so many different levels of these different realms. So we're not all on the same consciousness. We're not all on the same level. We're not all on the same realm.
Yes.
We're close enough that we're noticing each other.
We're still interacting.
Kind of weird,
Mhm,
yeah. But
mhm.
it's like, yeah, it's going. This divide is going to become more prominent. And so you're more spiritually evolved. We're gonna be up here.
Uh-huh.
And then you got the ones that aren't, and they're just gonna not be good because we literally are creating the reality that we are going into.
Uh-huh.
So if you're creating your reality based off of fear, based off of control, based off of power, based off of everything you don't want,
It's gonna come
it's
to
gonna
you.
come to you
Yeah,
in a
true.
way that you don't want, because you're giving it life, you're giving it energy.
Yeah.
But if you can imagine your world and your life being so much easier and so much more fulfilling and so much better, you're gonna find how much actually power you have to create that.
Yes.
Like, it's going to present you every opportunity you can think of. You just have to be willing to grab it.
Embrace
And
it.
that's where people kind of suck, because when you're presented with what you always wanted, right? Like, you always wanted a pony, right? Let's say that. Like, your whole life, that was the only thing you really wanted. And all of a sudden, you've got 5 people going, hey, I got a pony you can have. You're like, oh, shit, well, then I'm going to have to feed it. I'm going to have to clean the stall. And then I'm going to have to... And we literally ran away from the thing that we wanted the most.
Yeah.
That is fear of success. So you're
That
wanting
is
to
so
live
true.
in this always wanting versus not giving what you want, not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be careful about putting yourself in that we'll say level where you're never feeling like you're worthy enough that dream will ever happen for you.
Yeah.
Because you'll have several people going, here, I can give you that dream.
I'm handing this to
Exactly.
you. Have it.
But you won't take it.
Wow.
You won't take it. You'll
That's
be so
interesting,
afraid of
isn't
it
Yeah. Yeah.
that because you're going, I know how to want that, but I don't.
What do I do with it
what
when
do
I get
do
it?
once I get it?
Yeah.
Right? Then what do I need to want?
Yeah, yeah. So I see when we talk about the different dimensions and us splitting off and stuff, I literally see pictures in my mind of one Earth here, and then I see another Earth like moving away and coming up here. And I'm so curious, like, what's it going to be like? How the people that don't raise their vibrations and move, or what is it, transcend, what's the right word?
Yeah. Yep.
How are we all going to coexist is my question.
Well, we're not
Separately.
gonna, separately. We're not
Really?
going to all coexist. So people that are unwilling to spiritually evolve, right,
Mhm.
or unwilling to give themselves like a life purpose, like something to be here for,
Uh-huh.
right? And even if that purpose is to be the person that you're going to murder because you need to learn not to murder somebody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right.
So even
yeah.
if it's in that kind of form,
Uh-huh.
and that's not something like you have any type of like you're just
Cognizance
kind of
about.
existing,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
You won't make it. So what will happen is they're going to kind of go back into the recycle bin, shall I say?
Oh.
And so they go back into a level what
Matches
we're going
right
out of, right?
Okay.
Where it's about what you can learn. It's about why you shouldn't do the yin, because the yin is more important than the yang, and kind of things like that. So it'll be like a repeat of what this consciousness, what this planet, what this realm was. So they'll just be kind of like reborn again.
Okay.
On a whole, like on the same kind of different, like teaching level.
Interesting.
Until they evolve enough to join the rest of us.
Wow. I'm just so curious
Hopefully
about
we'll be up there.
Right.
Well, I'm
Hopefully.
always get my own damn world.
I know. Same, right? I'm just so curious to see what's going to happen. Like what the future is going to be like, and it's just so mystical to me.
I'm most hopeful about the love that we're going to be giving and sharing
absolutely.
one another.
Yes.
I'm really hopeful that the cruelty that we tend to have is going to become not the norm.
Right.
Because right now,
it's the norm.
It's the norm.
And it's sad. So sad.
It's unbelievable. There's something, like when someone does something that's just like really shitty, really hurtful and painful, and they do it intentionally, it just makes you go, what did you gain from that?
Right. How do you sleep at
night? Why would you don't even know me? Why would you not want me to have food for a day? Like, what did you gain from that?
Yeah.
You didn't gain anything.
Right.
Do you think we're raising the vibration on the planet ourselves?
I know we are.
Or do you think we have some kind of external?
No,
Yes.
we already have. We
light.
have
Right.
so
I like
many.
to think that someone's beaming light,
Right.
helping us out.
We have so many, and I'm surprised you're asking that, because we have so many very evolved souls. So again, I'll put it like this: you got your people, right?
Yeah.
We're the workers, okay, and then you got guides, and there's the supervisors. Then you got angels, and they're the bosses, and then you got gods, and they're the owners of the company, right? So our old realm that we're shifting out of was more for us to go from learning the people, being the workers, and getting all the experiences, good, bad, and ugly, right? To where we can kind of evolve and become guides, right? And a lot of these very evolved souls, especially this year that I've ran into, because it used to be like a here and there, like every 5-6 years. It was never a consistent. Now it's like weekly. I'm like, what, another one?
I know.
Where the hell you come from? Kind of thing.
Yes.
Right? But
so many
it's
magical
so funny
people.
because they're kind of like human stupid. Like they don't know how to, do the 1 + 1 = 2. But man, they can change like all the stars and shit. Like, but they do struggle a lot with just basic human things. Yeah. Barb's one of them.
Same.
But they are the ones that are opening up these different energy portals that I believe we've had before, and we've kind of closed it up. I think that's, you hear about like the Mayans and the Atlanteans.
Yes.
These groups, these tribal people that have lots of people and then just disappear. We're kind of doing the same thing. So this has happened before. I'm not sure to the degree and level that it's happening now, but it's happened before. So, there are other beings, coming in. I know that I've seen several walk-ins, and those are aliens. They're not
I was just going to say.
They are the full-on aliens, but they're not the green, short, big-eyed ones. Those are the ones that actually have been influencing governmental stuff for a very long time.
The green ones are the... Really?
Yeah, and they're the ones that actually hide in the earth. And they've got
the ones they say are in the ocean, basically.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's because they destroyed their planet, so they're here to helping us destroy ours.
Oh.
But then you have very enlightened terrestrial beings. Those are the ones that are coming going, shit, you guys are fucked up, so we're going to have to fix this.
That's what's the question.
And that's what we're doing, and that's how we're going to heal. And love is the most powerful energy we got.
Yeah.
You can heal the unhealable with love. Which means we're going to have to all quit being in our bitter beer face and start loving one another.
Right.
To continue to raise this vibration and create the healing that is. So, again, like it says in the Bible, because if you guys if you can quit going so extreme,
Uh-huh.
and you can bring it back to the middle, you'll always see the truth.
Yeah.
The Bible has a lot of truth in it.
Yeah,
but we
absolutely.
Put a human spin on it. We're like, hey man, you got an all-loving Father creator. Like, this man just loves the hell out of you, but if you sneeze wrong, you're going to hell and fire and damnation. Just say it. Like, I know I love my kid more than anything.
Absolutely.
And anything she
Never
could do
send
that
her.
would make me
Yeah.
do that. You know,
Right.
maybe for like a moment, but that's it. Yeah,
Right.
just
Might be
little,
a thought for a second.
little spanking. You know?
So then the aliens, they are helping us
Absolutely
get through
and
this.
they're already making it more clear. This is why our government finally is like, okay, you guys.
Yeah, we admit
Fine.
to it.
I
yeah.
mean, there are so many people that have got like literally proof of aliens. Like the family that it was so awesome. It was in Vegas. And he's like,
I
all of a
didn't
sudden
hear
the
that.
ship like blows up my backyard. And he's out, having a beer, working on his truck. And he calls up the cops. He's like, "Hey man, like I got some aliens in my backyard."
What?
And the funny part is
They
the
thought
cop.
he was drunk.
Yeah, the cop had someone pulled over down the block,
Uh-huh.
and he got on video on his car cam.
Oh.
And so he's like, "Oh man, I really hope they're wrong. I don't know if I want to like go and see."
He doesn't
This
want to
big
play
ass
Men
fat
in
cop
Black.
is like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is bad. He was so scared he was peeing himself. Like this cop was like, shit, man.
Oh my god.
And he's like, because I heard that boom. I mean, it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think they were drunk driving. The aliens were, and someone hit the throttle a little bit too hard, I guess.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they are. They're not afraid. They're making themselves see.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's a day that goes by that someone ain't posting another damn video of, we got
alien
these ships
stuff,
like flying up, and they're like,
many
we
now.
didn't see nothing.
Yeah. Come on
So
now.
many.
Come on. Yeah.
Especially the ones coming out of the water. That's,
Yeah.
That's been a big deal lately.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a little bit of a war. They're getting a little bit flushed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little flushed out with this vibration raising. So yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna
have to find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else to torture.
Right.
So
But I mean, like, if you think about it, you guys, how did we come up with all these mythical creatures?
I know.
Right.
How do we come up with, I just seen something, like, I'm going to make this up and I'm going to call it an alien, and then we're all like, oh yeah, we're going to call it aliens
Yes.
too. Come on, you guys. Like,
The
seriously.
vampires, the fairies,
absolutely. So
all of it,
there's
right?
all different realms. Like, there's a lot of times I give readings, and I'm sure you've done this too, where I'll give readings to people, and you can tell they're from like a fairy planet.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, they
Really?
still hold that.
Yep.
Or they
Wow.
come from a planet where it was more about the dragons and
Yep.
and things like that. You can
Or
see it in them.
even like, what are those little miniature gnome type of things?
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
Like leprechauns?
Yes, leprechauns. They're very mischievous energy.
Just the
Yes, they
fae.
are.
The
They're
fae.
troublemakers,
They're like little
but they're
toddlers that
yeah.
want to touch everything.
Yeah.
really.
I always say when something goes missing, I'm always like, it's the fairies.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they've got even proof of that. They have got videos of these little creatures. There was one posted not too long ago, and like the guy literally has it on video, and they're coming out of the tree going, "What the fuck, you guys? Can you leave me alone?" You know?
Oh my god.
And of course, I'm through that. Oh, it's fake, but
Right.
And yes, there's a lot of shit that's fake, but so is our reality.
That's so true.
Our reality's
Mhm.
fake. That's why I'm saying, like, you guys, this isn't new news. Like, you really can create your own reality
Yeah.
when you start to put that
It's a
energy into
computer
it.
program, and you can program it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So have you came in contact, do you think, with an alien?
No,
No.
not as
You haven't-
graphically as Taco has.
Right.
But
Organically.
organically.
We're getting beat on a date now. I'm just saying.
It's your stories are very cool though.
Yes.
But no, I haven't had that. I haven't had
Yeah,
that.
the
But
experience.
my dad saw a UFO in the Air Force way back in like the 40s or whatever.
When it was really taboo.
Yes,
like,
and
yeah.
so he was obsessed with it. So I grew up with it being kind of normal conversation in my house.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's,
it wasn't
that's
a weird
awesome.
thing.
So he saw the craft,
Mm-hmm.
but not the actual,
No.
not any aliens.
That's
just
cool.
wow.
I'm just waiting to see a UFO. I'm like, when am I going to see one?
right?
I've seen him. My mom.
I think I did see one. On
My
way
mom
to work
lived
in the
out
morning.
in Moccasin, Arizona, which is just like right across the border of Arizona and Utah. And I tell you what, there, if you want to go see a spacecraft, just go down there. You guys will see it all the
It's a
time. I'm not
guarantee.
kidding.
To take a
Like,
trip.
it's not even, people don't even pull over with the binoculars.
They're like,
anymore.
oh,
It's
just
one less
another
thing to
ship.
worry about. But like you will see them. You'll see them dart, and you'll see them fly, and you'll see, I mean, all the things. And
Wow.
you know, we've got a lot of excuses, a lot of explanations, you know, but heart of heart, your soul has this little truth meter in it, right?
Right.
And if y'all can listen to that truth meter, it don't matter how much you believe a lie, it's going to say you lie, 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 lie.
Right.
That truth meter is always going to tell you the truth. We just are literally designed
We
to
say
not
shush.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your instincts. Don't listen to what you're going through. Don't listen to you. Listen to us because we need to tell you who you're gonna be.
And that's the big problem.
Yes.
Question your eyes. That question what you see in yourself.
That
That's the story right now. Is no. You didn't really see that. You didn't
Yeah.
really experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is a great-
insane.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
is.
That's
But the best part is like I said, there if you can look in the middle of things versus going so extreme, you'll see the truth.
right.
So, you know, it's like when they talk about, because everybody's like, oh, now it's going to be the end of the world and stuff. Well, yeah, they kind of got it right.
Yeah,
They
it's
kinda got it
true,
right.
huh?
But it's not going to be the way they think it's going to be.
The way they've been told.
Yeah, it's
it
not
is.
going to be like also we all, you know, fire, hell, damnation, our planet blows up and then God comes back and resurrects the righteous and we live 1,000 years peace. It really is going to be people on that lower vibration, they're not going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, they're choosing not to make it. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We have to like respect and understand that their decision is that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but the ones of us that do, we gotta like be scared of all of this.
Right.
We're already in this. There's nothing to be afraid of. The shit we should have been afraid of is what the reality we're living in. That's what we need to be afraid of. We done screwed that up. So hopefully
Right.
now we'll make a better one.
It'll get fixed.
But it is going to create this worldwide peace movement. We
Thank
will live 1,000
God.
years of peace on Earth. That will happen. That's been a promise. That's gonna happen. And it's already starting to shift, which is why we have these higher evolved beings coming down. Because they ain't got no damn reason to come down. They're the bosses, you know? But it is going to clear out the fighting, the anger, the discontent, the
Division.
hopelessness,
Yeah.
all that negative that we use to teach ourselves why the yin is so important because the yang sucks, right? And so it's just, you know, if you can embrace that you got the half truths, and if you can go into the middle of it and just look at things very black and white, very logically, you're going to see the truth in everything.
That is such great advice. So pay attention, everyone. Such great advice. So, I just had a thought and now it left my mind. The witchiness. I want to talk a little bit about that because I have felt lately that Hecate has been coming to me, and I'm getting very interested in kind of that side. And when we say witchy, people always, oh, it's bad, it's evil, it's, you know, all that
I don't
stuff.
think they are that way.
No.
I don't think people that
Can be.
that
It could be, yes.
Well, what
I
can
agree.
be
Anything, you can take it one way or the
That's
other.
true.
Yeah.
again,
That's
it's that
true.
extreme.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to make like voodoo even doesn't have to be a negative.
Right.
You know, and what's really fascinating is this is the first time that numerology, astrology, and spirituality, all of the witches, the voodoos, like all of these things that like we kind of use to guideline and navigate are all lining up and saying the exact same thing.
Coming together.
The exact same thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
It is
You
awesome.
know?
Well, I find it interesting that you brought the aliens up because Pluto just moved into Aquarius, which is like over the next 20 years, it's like transformation.
Yeah.
And Aquarius like is alien basically.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And they need information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it will be a higher vibration information,
Yes.
but we're receiving that. We are. It's going to be different, but we're receiving it. The hard part is getting out of our own way to trust it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hard part. But witches, like if I was to say, well, I guess numerology and astrology has probably been the one that's been around the most. That I think everybody, no matter what creature you are on this planet, has used to navigate.
Yeah,
everybody, and I love that they've left behind signs of that. For I mean, even to where they can't even go back to the date, they don't know where that came from. Which it's our alien peeps, they're probably doing that. Mikhail plus
right. Right.
That would be so awesome. Right. we got all of that going on, but witches are very powerful because they know how to work the energy.
Yeah.
A lot of these spells and things that they do is based off of the energy, the intent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? It's like there's nothing there, right? But if you can give this away with the intent of it being a love or the intent of it being healing, and you can do your ritual, whatever that may be, whether it's writing it on a piece of paper, putting it in a candle, whatever it may be, that energy, witches know that energy you can bring to life anything.
That's that's why it resonates with me too, because you've always told me I'm a very energy person.
Yes.
So that probably why this
It's
is
almost
all
like
coming
seeing
together.
something
Well,
physical.
you guys always you can tell you've been a witch. Like you can look at you and you keep that characteristic of what that kind of energy. It is an energy. It's not really like a physical look. It's an energy.
No, for sure.
But you carry that energy where people would definitely know, hey, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna take my broom up your ass. I'm just saying, I'd like a little bit of that.
Right.
See, I have a daughter that's that way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So what does she do? Tell us a little.
She's just kind of into her little herbs and oils, and Halloween's her favorite. Her house is decorated for Halloween all the time.
Oh, that's the
witchy
stuff.
stuff.
Have you noticed how many people are making Halloween like the new Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just got the chills.
Again, we're bringing all of this
It's
back.
so
We're
true.
letting it be. We're waking up, you guys. Like, there's a reason we're all like, hey, this is cool shit right here,
Right.
It is. We're embracing that higher consciousness, and I'm so excited because it gives me so much hope.
Yes, that's so true. So she does does she do like with the herbs and stuff?
Well, yeah, she's got her little apothecary, and she mixes up,
her little potions,
her little oils and her
and
scents and her herbs, and
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did she start doing that before you became like?
I think
when you
so.
went on your journey, do you feel like she was
kind of
into
been a
it
natural
before?
Part. That was very organic for her.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything to do with that.
I like that. I love it.
That's
How
cool.
fun.
Yeah, she's pretty powerful. She's an amazing girl.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How fun.
She didn't like to own that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's a closet
that's her own
witchy.
little yeah, exactly. You can't be weird.
Yeah.
In fact, she used to make these little things and sell them at a street fair, and the name on it was The Witch of First Avenue.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she did embrace it.
That's cute.
It was
Awesome. Cool. Do we have any comments or anything we need to review?
Cindy just says, "Oh, fantastic! LOL."
Cindy, is it my Cindy?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple Cindys, but I have to
Hey,
make
Cindy,
sure which
how
one.
you doing?
Thank you for joining us again. We love it. Thank you. That's so cool. Yeah, it's fun to see all the different, and we were talking about that before we got started, how there's just so much different things and everything, but everything is coming together.
Well, and there's
right?
different gods, and there's different stars, and there's different planets, and there's different creatures, and there's different movements, and
It'd be so boring if there weren't.
Right, exactly.
And we've got people that are literally made from a different, they don't come from, the spiritual. They came more from this planet, and they resonate with that. You can tell they really have a hard time fitting into, we'll say, the normal human.
Right.
But you can tell. This is why we all have different looks, different ways, different growths, different beliefs, that's what makes this so such a unique realm
Yeah.
is that we've kind of like collected a bit of all of us.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah, a little couple of sprinkles here, a couple of tablespoons
Yeah.
there, and a couple of little, beaten rugs over there. And, like, we've got, it really is the most versatile realm that we got. But it's like I said, you've got your angels and then you've got your gods and, witches have their own gods that they connect with and brew on.
Yeah.
We've got all these different forms of life happening, and they're like, they don't even know how many species of animals anymore and all of that. It's when we try to start to create in a way that we don't understand what we're doing, we cause so much destruction on so many different levels. We don't realize what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
And we're not the only fucktarded creature because our alien friends in the planet, they're kind of a little fucktard too. They're really crowded. We got sent to the corner, but they went down.
That's so funny. So back to the alien thing real quick. We're getting a little short on time, but when you said, okay, and I've heard the stories too about the aliens coming out of the water. So they're living like down under the water, right? And so they're gonna, like you say, they're getting evicted. Does that mean they have to go somewhere else? Like what's going on with that? Tell me more.
It's going to end up becoming one of those things where it's no different than us. If they don't raise their vibration to a level that's not going to be destructive, they won't make it either.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Their realm and their world is just as comfortable as our realm and our world. It's just in the earth and ours aren't. Yeah, what I mean.
Okay, got
so
it.
It's kind of like every time we shoot some astronauts out in space, they kind of do that out of the water.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, when I did a reading earlier this summer, which it was rough. I mean, it was rough, but it started a week of what the fuck was that?
Right.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes, same. Yes, we've heard that story.
But this was one of those very evolved beings. They're like, oh shit, you don't even need to be here. That's kind of like cool. But and I gave him a reading, and I've done a few readings with him prior, and they're very evolved, but not weird. Yes. Right? This one weird. Yeah. And if our people's guides say things very repetitively, I know, okay, that's a planetary thing, I might want to listen. Or they say it in a weird way or funny, it'll strike me weird, and that's the only time I'll remember that bit of a reading because it's not mine to remember. Right? So I could even tattletale on people if I wanted to.
Right.
And some of them I wanted to. No. Just kidding. But I seen very clearly there was a group of them, and the ocean looked black, and it struck me weird that the ocean was black. So I'm like, is there a black ocean I don't know about?
Right.
And then it showed me them opening up like a portal that is going to be really
out in the water. Okay.
And that's when the water kind of lit up to where it didn't look so black.
Right.
But this big beam of energy of light, and it came out of it. And he said, what are we supposed to do with this energy? And they said, they acted like he was so dumb, and this is why it can't be so funny. Is they're like, well, it's what we used to build the pyramids. And I was like,
oh my god!
I was dying laughing. Oh my god, that's bullshit right there.
Right.
Like it was so dumb, and I'm like, But it was weird on the Black Ocean thing, but when they said that, because our guides have just as much of a personality as we do.
Right.
Actually, most of the time, we get our personality from our guides.
Oh.
We don't get it from our people. We get it from our guides.
Interesting. Yeah. I've never thought of that.
Cindy.
So, it was just so funny the way they acted like he was just so, so dumb. How we built the pyramids.
Duh. Yes. What did Cindy say?
She says, do you think graylings are us time traveling? Like, do you mean gray aliens, Cindy?
Gray.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Okay, so
that they're
the
us from the future. And so, they're coming back we were on the collision course or something to destroy ourselves. And so those that escaped that cataclysm have come back to help us avoid it.
Here's
So
where I
I
have a
that
problem with
storyline.
that.
I heard this whole podcast on it, and it was really wild.
Here's where I have a problem with that. What does that have in it?
Control.
A whole lot of fucking fear.
Oh,
okay.
Seriously, catch on to this. Like, I'm being for real. If you have someone saying things that's got a lot of fear connected into it,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's just to control you and go, now look,
That's what I
this is
got out
what
of
future
it,
you,
was
and
the
so we're
control.
killing this planet. So unless I come back and get your ass, you dying, right?
Okay.
What? Don't be doing that. Don't
Right.
be falling for that. You know, there's a lot of truth in it. It makes me just go, you know, I can see some sense in that.
Yeah.
But there's also a whole lot of lie in it, because if they're throwing that fear-mongering stuff out there, they've got a whole nother agenda.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
It's a
Thank
smoke
you
and
for that
mirrors.
reminder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just kept seeing this is controlling. They're trying to come in and
Yeah.
control us.
Okay.
So for me,
yeah.
it didn't feel. It may be true, it may not. I have no idea. I don't know what's true or not. But
Well, the hard
it
part is
felt-
enough truth that your little truth meter's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
not
just
quite right, but
felt
you
like-
can't-
Yeah.
yeah, like
Interesting.
Yeah, and I may have seen gray aliens. I had sleep paralysis.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so, and I saw them, but they didn't scare me.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I don't think
You know,
it's
I don't
us.
know that they're really that scary. To be honest with you, you know, I think when you make it up in you mind, it's kind of like the thought of ghosts scared the shit out of me.
Right.
Yeah.
The,
The reality of it, not so much.
Yeah. She
But
said,
you make it up in your mind
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
such a whole
and then you
different
go
experience.
to the extreme. You're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, abduction. They're gonna take me and hurt me.
Well, and
Yeah.
they do,
Your
but I
mind
don't
just
think that they were
starts
doing that
unraveling.
in a way to destroy us. I think they were doing that in a way to kind of save their own kind.
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and because you know I know that there are fertility issues
Mhm.
with them, and
Oh.
and a lot of that has to do
Interesting.
with
Reproduce.
they don't know
Mhm.
their bodies do not absorb the vitamin D, which is why they live in the earth,
Yeah.
and so it can cause fertility problems.
Okay.
You know, so they don't have fertile myrtles down there.
So do you think they want to procreate with us maybe?
I know they do. They
Oh.
do procreate with us.
It's just so funny because I watched this tarot reader that I love, and I would love to have him on the show one time. But
What's his name?
his name is Aphrodite.
Oh,
Yeah, I've watched. him before.
A lot of the stuff you say has come through his tarot readings.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did Cindy say?
She said, I see it more like them warning us, is what she's saying.
Oh.
No, it's
No?
not a warning. We're going into a whole new higher consciousness. Why would we?
What's the
warning about what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Huh.
Hmm.
So
The,
interesting.
the warning really that we all need to pay attention to is that if we don't learn how to unite,
Eh.
right, and we keep this divided cancel culture,
Mhm.
not accepting if you don't believe like me or think like me,
Mhm.
and we keep this up, then that would be a problem.
Yes.
That'd be a problem, because that kind of fear and that kind of anger and that kind of hate cannot exist in this higher vibration.
Yeah. So true.
And I don't know if that's really a warning. I mean, like, it's not really all that bad to die. I've done it.
You're like,
Just
I'm scared. Right.
I mean, the worst part is them getting you high and drunk, because I think that's what they do. I think they get you
Yeah.
high and drunk as fuck, and they're like, how about a few firing drugs? We're like, add 3 more! And then we get down here, we're like, whoa, know what I do?
No, right? That's so funny.
But they just like redo it.
Right.
Yeah.
Start
Fix
over.
all the broken shit you did.
That's funny.
It's all good.
Awesome. Well, do you have anything else to add, Barb, before we have to go? we
No,
have
I
a
just
few
thought
more
this was
minutes.
so fun.
It is, huh?
My advice, if I have
Yes,
an
please
opportunity,
share.
is
Please.
keep your mind open, because we don't know the truth about anything.
Yeah.
And so I just think if you keep your mind open and you give things a little bit of a feel,
Uh-huh.
you'll be better off.
I agree with that.
And you guys be aware, people are really, 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 really struggling with their mental health right now.
High anxiety.
You know, a little smile, little hey, nice hat, nice shoes. You
Be
know,
loving.
just a
kind.
little, just a little bit of kindness. I promise you, it won't cost you nothing. A little bit of kindness can change a life. It can change that whole trajectory.
Yes.
And we got to be aware that people are really struggling with that mental, because this energy that we're in is so heavy and hopeless and thick and
Chaotic.
gross that, you know, it's hard to stay above that. It's hard to stay hopeful. It's hard to not fall for the fear.
Because you're constantly being pulled down.
But if you can kind of just give just a smidge of a kindness, it'll go a long fucking way.
So
I've
true.
actually been working on that because I'm kind of a shy person, honestly, if I'm out in public, like by myself. But I really have been working on giving people compliments and that kind of stuff to, you know,
Spreading
bring
the
them.
love.
Yeah.
That's
And
so beautiful.
I'm getting better at it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. But anyway, thank you for joining us again,
Thanks
Barb.
again.
And
It was
thanks
so
again,
fun.
Taco. It's always a joy. And I have been like, excuse me, all choked up this whole time. So sorry about that. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching, joining. Cindy, thank you so much for your comments. I love it that you're engaging with us. And we will see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.